I'm very excited to have you here in this beautiful Saturday morning, and a bit of an exciting episode today because what I'm going to be sharing with you over today and the coming episodes is the process that I go through to launch a new product. And I use the word product specifically because I'm not talking about a high ticket program here. And if you've been listening to my podcast for any length of time, and right from the beginning, first 10 foundation episodes, you know that I'm a big proponent of, if you're a coach, you want to start by selling a high ticket offer. It's so much easier to get to your revenue goals, and it's also easier to make your advertising campaigns more profitable. However, I'm at the stage where, I've helped many clients launch. I currently run ads for clients that have low ticket offers. I've done them myself in the past. And I have a really great idea for a product that I think may sell, okay? And it's actually based on an episode that I did back in, I think it's 202, called 0 to Appointments in 24 Hours. It's actually my most popular episode ever, 0 to Appointments in 24 Hours. If you haven't heard of that, listen to that, go listen to it, it's a great episode. So the system is kind of similar to what I speak about in that episode, showing coaches how to start, if you're willing to get on the phone and call people, you can actually generate appointments very, very quickly. And for many years, I hadn't really discovered I help, just for some context, I help my clients bring in inbound appointments, right? And that's a great way because it's automated. You just show up to your calls and you close the clients. But inbound is just one way. If you're willing to get on the phone and do outbound and call people that have maybe applied for your program, then you can get appointments really, really quickly. You just got to be willing to pick up the phone. Anyway, that's what the program is based on. It's very similar to what I spoke about in that 0 to Appointments. And so anyway, what I want to do is I want to share with you the process that I'm going to go through to launch this, including my whole sales letter, my process for writing the sales letter, my launch process. And that's actually what I want to speak to you about in this particular episode is my launch process. In the next episode, we'll talk about the sales letter and my process there. So with that being said, let's get into the launch process, because this is something that, if you want to create a product or a program, a lot of coaches get stuck on. They get stuck in this analysis paralysis, or they get stuck in the plan, not analysis paralysis per se. What I should say is they get stuck in the planning phase, and they spend so much time planning and creating their content, and 12 months later they still haven't. A lady just emailed me today that I spoke with 4 or 5 months ago in the exact same spot as what she was when we spoke, when she was looking to sign up to my program. She's still kind of mapping out, getting clear on and creating content for a program. It's just it bogs you down for months. And at the end of the day, you can launch your program or your product and people may not even want it, right? So the way that I launch a product or a program is, this is in the context of an actual product that I'm going to be selling for around $100, by the way. And the goal here is for it to convert cold traffic, okay? And, to convert cold traffic to a low ticket offer, it has to be good, it has to be different, okay? And so you don't want to, again, this is for low ticket, I'm talking about low ticket property, it has to be really, really good. Much easier to actually sell, weirdly enough, a high ticket offer versus a low ticket. It's much harder to sell because you need to be very good at copywriting. You need to know your competitors, the marketplace. You need to know how to position your offer in the right way where it stands out and is unique and different and makes someone want to give you whatever it is, $100, right? That's not an easy thing to do. It sounds like it is because it's only $100 or whatever it is, $50, $10, $1 even, but it's actually much harder than a high ticket offer. So with that being said, the process that I have to launch this is, number one, coming up with something that's unique and different. And this is why I haven't launched a low ticket product, is because there wasn't anything that I, first of all, believed in, right? Because I have my own system that brings in inbound appointments that I do for clients and that I teach for my coaches to bring in inbound appointments. Right. And there's never really anything that I believed in that I wanted to sell. I just focused on that until a few months ago when I started doing outbound and then started using it in my agency with clients, and clients were getting great results with it as well. So I thought, you know what, this is one of those fundamental strategies that if coaches actually implement, they can get great results with. And why don't I didn't really want to create another high ticket program around it, but I think I can teach this in a low ticket offer that would be valuable to you, the coach listening, and other coaches. So anyway, that was my idea. It's unique and different to what I've seen in the marketplace. So I thought it was worthy of turning into a program or product. So that's the first thing, is like, do you have something so unique and different that other people aren't teaching? And most coaches listening to this do, you probably do have your own unique methodology that you teach, and that's great. But that's the first step. The second step is, for me, I just want to map out, okay, what does that program or the product look like? So I literally just, I just use Apple Notes app, and I have a note in here where I've written down, okay, if I was, the course, what would generally be the content of the course? Like, what would the layout be, right? So you have like the introduction video, then I would have, here's how the system works in it, or I have the why, right? Here's why the system is powerful. Then I'd go into the high level, I'm looking at my notes here, high level overview of the system of what they're going to learn. Then I would go, okay, here's how to write the ad, and here's how to do the outbound calls. And then here's how to, make sure that they're good quality leads, and here's how to reduce your lead cost. So I just quickly map out the program. Okay, here's all the lessons that I want to teach, right? Lessons. For you, it might be modules and then lessons within modules. But for a low ticket product, you don't have lots of modules. It's generally kind of just like a bunch of lessons, because it's usually a smaller course if it's a low ticket. So I just have about 10 lessons in there, and that's the whole product, I should say. So the point is, like, what I do is I want to just be very clear on, like, what would I be, what would the process look like that I would teach with this program or this product? That's the next step, is I just want to get clear on the process, on what I'm actually selling. And then if I come back to my notes for today's podcast, and then what I do is I go and create all the content. No, I don't go create all the content. Why? Because that gets you stuck in, as I said, that bogs you down. What I do is I actually write the sales letter next. Okay, so I'm going to write the sales letter, and I'm going to try and make that as appealing as possible for the market, right? This is where I've spoken about this before, like what copywriters used to do, I'm sure some still do it these days, is, I think Eugene Schwartz used to do this, Eugene Schwartz. What he would do is he would go learn everything about the market, their desires. Let's say it's the market in terms of, like, let's say losing weight. So he'd go research the market and he'd go, here are all the pain points of people wanting to lose weight. Here are what they are really frustrated about with other programs and other courses, and et cetera, et cetera. And then he would go and write a sales letter for, like, okay, if there was like this magical dream program or product that I could create for this market, what would it look like? And he would write a sales letter, right? And like just having the most amazing benefits and stuff that he couldn't necessarily deliver on, but stuff that he knew the market would want, right? Then he would go try and create a product that met all of those bullets, all of those benefits, right? Anything that he couldn't meet because of maybe technologically he couldn't do it, or maybe just it was too fanciful or whatever, he would remove that from the sales letter. So the point is, it always starts with the market, right? And giving them what they want. So that's kind of like what I'm doing here, is I'm just mapping out my process, and then I'm going to the market and I'm writing a sales letter based on, keeping my product in mind, but based on what they want, and making the most appealing sales letter, the most appealing product that I can create based on what the market wants, right? And then I can go in, and then as I'm writing, right, I'm writing, and then I get ideas for my own product, and I'll go back to my notes and go, okay, I know that they'll want to know this, so I'm going to put that in my course, right? And I'll keep writing the sales letter. And by the way, I'm going to go through the sales letter. We'll go through that in an upcoming episode. So then I'm writing the sales letter, and then I'm like, I know that they really want this, so I'll put that in the course as well. Or I know that they might get stuck on this, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a bonus lesson that's going to help them with that, or whatever it is, right? So the point is, I go and write the sales letter as the next step. So I will write it, I will share it with a couple of other copywriters that I and friends with. They will give me critiques, and then I will go back and update it, and I'll go through and I'll explain my iteration process on an upcoming episode. And then what I do is I'm still not going to create any content because why go through the whole, as I said, people may not want this. From experience, I know if I position us at a certain way, I will eventually be able to get people interested enough in this product. It's just about finding the right angle, really. What is that right angle? Well, I think it's the one that I've come up with, which I'll reveal on the next episode. But it's about getting appointments the day that you launch the ads. Really, is when you could start getting the appointments. It's pretty cool. It's a very, very quick system. But yeah, I'm still not going to create any content. What I'm going to do is I could launch it to my email list, and I know that I would get sales because my email list knows me, so I know that. But what I'm more interested in, again, this is where other people might differ, where people like Agora Financial, I was at a mastermind with Agora, and they're one of the most successful copywriting companies on the planet, $1 billion company. And they said that, when they're testing a new offer, they will go out to their buy, their red hot buyers, and they'll test it there and see how it responds. Then if it responds well, they'll go to the next level, which might be, the email list or whatever, but then their most engaged part of their email list. Then they might go out to the next level, the next part of the circle, which is kind of people who are on the email list, but maybe not as engaged. And then if they get a good response there, then they'll start testing warm traffic, like retargeting. Then they'll go to cold. So that's their testing. For me, I just want to get straight to how can I get this converting with cold traffic? That's my, because I know if I can get it converting there, then it'll work with my email list, right? So that's what I do. So I write the sales letter, and then I'm gonna go and run ads to it. Okay, I'm gonna go run ads to it, and anyone that buys, I'll just give them a refund and say, hey, I'll let you know when it's launched. Basically, here's your money back. Kind of just testing the offer. So I'll run ads to it, I'll give them a refund, and I'll probably even give them the product for free, I would say, as a thank you for being part of the testing process. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to keep testing until I can get it converting. And by the way, with these low ticket funnels, in order for them to be profitable, I need to have upsells, right? I need to have an order bump. So if you don't know what an order bump is, it's basically when people read the sales letter, they click the button, on the next page is the checkout, right? Well, on the checkout page, sometimes you'll see a little box, right, that says, hey, do you want this special, sales script or whatever, one-time offer, $37, and, they just tick the box. That's an order bump. And you have multiple ones as well. So you have order bumps, and then you have upsells, right? So the first upsell and the second upsell. And I've already got these mapped out. I know what I want. But again, I'm not going to create them just yet. I just want to see if I can get the main product selling. That's it. I'm just going to spend a couple of $100 just to see if I can get it selling. See if people will actually want it. And then if it converts, right, if it gets a good 3 to 5% conversion, then I go, okay, I've got something here that people actually want. Right, now I'm going to go create the order bumps. Now I'm going to go create the upsells. Now I'm going to go create the content for the rest of the course. Now that it is an offer that is proven, right? So that is the best way to launch. And I know it's probably scary for a lot of coaches listening into this, selling a product they haven't actually created content for. But if you want to, I've said before, I said this a few episodes ago, the reason why 7 to 8 figure coaches are so successful is because they move forward very, very quickly. They don't do the opposite process which a lot of coaches do, which is, as I said, sit down, map out, create all the content, do all the upsells, run ads. Oh, it doesn't convert. Oh, now I have to do the whole thing again. I have to change all the upsells, and I have to rewrite the sales letter. Notice what I'm doing. I mapped out the product, wrote the sales letter, driving ads, right? It's what Todd Brown uses the term minimum viable funnel. So minimum viable, what's the minimum you need to see if it will convert? It's just that one product, right? That doesn't mean I'm looking for a profitable funnel. I just want to see if people want my core offer, which is the 0 to appointments system that I'm going to be teaching. Okay. So, and then my job at that stage, like if it doesn't convert, is then, okay, maybe I need to rewrite the sales letter, try this angle, rewrite it, try this angle. So I'm just going to keep trying until it does convert. And as I said, when it does, then I will create the rest of the upsells and the rest of the content. Okay. So that the reason why, as I'm going through this, is I want to give you an overview of my product launch process, so that when we go through it over the next couple of episodes, like my sales letter, it's all in context as to what, where I am in the, it'll just make more sense, obviously, now that you kind of know the process. So what I'm going to go through in the next episode is probably the sales letter, I would say, that I've written, including how I, it's not finalized yet, but it's close to good enough to test anyway, close to testing anyway. Then I'm going to go through the launch process. I'll share with you like my results. Again, I don't have no idea how it's going to convert, but it'd be interesting to see. And then we'll probably have an episode around the upsells that I'm going to do and why I'm going to do it that way. Again, like if you're a coach just getting started, I do not recommend that you do a low ticket funnel. As I've said many times before, it's an extremely hard thing to make work. Sure, when they convert, they're amazing because you can have your advertising paid for and maybe even make a little bit of a profit. We can see my kids coming in. Yes, I can hear you. All right, I got to go now. My kids are coming in, but hello. Hey, don't come in. They're naked. Don't come in. Hang on, I have to block this camera. All right, see you everyone. I'll see you on next week's episode, or the next episode, where I'll go through my sales letter. If you want help getting more clients, go to apply.lukechannel.com and we'll see if we can get some appointments and clients for you in one of our programs. Go to apply.lukechannel.com and I'll see you